Namo Namaha Bhaktam Sarvesham Hardam Swagatam. Welcome back to the channel Sanskrit Sopanam. I hope you're doing great. I'm also good. And moving on in a series learning Sanskrit through Gita, today we are decoding the 32nd shloka from the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita. And just like what we saw in the previous shloka, where Krishna is now giving materialistic reasons to Arjuna to pick up his weapon and fight the war. So in the previous shloka, we saw that Krishna appealed to the Kshatriya side of Arjuna, that as a Kshatriya, it is your responsibility, it is your moral responsibility, and it is the highest dharma that you have to perform. You have to fight this war. And continuing in that same tone, he is again giving another beautiful reason to Arjuna to fight this war. So what is the shloka? And from Sanskrit point of view, what we can learn? All this we will discuss in the shloka. So without wasting any more time, let's quickly dive in today's video. Okay, so this is the 32nd shloka we have. Let me go through the shloka once. Yadrichaya chopapannam swargadwaram apavritam Sukhina kshatriyaha partha labhante yuddham idrisham. Okay, so this is the shloka we have for us, and this is the Sandhi Vicheda of the shloka. So as for the Sandhi, there is only one Sandhi that is happening in this pada, Chopapannam. So the two padas are Cha Upapannam. And what Sandhi is this? So this is a Guna Sandhi. So Cha Upapannam, this is becoming Chopapannam. This U is changing into O due to Guna Sandhi. Okay, so this is the only Sandhi that is happening in the shloka. Apart from this, if you see these padas, Swarga Dwaram Apavritam. So these are just different padas joining because there is a halant consonant joining with the adjacent letter. Okay, so not a sandhi, it is just how these Sanskrit words they combine, just as you see here. Yuddham idrisham. So they are combining together as Yuddham idrisham. Okay. So sandhi wise pretty easy shloka, but still all the sandhi detail and all the word by word breakdown is in the PDF file that you can download from the link in the description box. Let us directly move to the decoding of the shloka now. Okay, so we'll start our decoding with this Kriya Pada labhante. Okay, you get this Kriya Pada from this second pankti, labhante. And this Kriya Pada labhante is coming from labdhatu. Labdhatu again means to get, to attain something, to get something in that sense. Okay, the form is lat lakara, that is present tense in Sanskrit. Prathama Purush, that we are talking about some third person, he, she, they in that sense. And Bahuvachanam, that is plural, we are talking about that. So our dhatu, labdhatu changes into labhante. In the form, you can clearly see it is an Atmanepadi form. Labhate, labhete, labhante. So this is the Atmanepadi form. And since it is plural, that is why I have written here in the bracket that we are talking about some certain set of people. So they attain. Okay, they attain, they get in that sense. So we are starting with this, and immediately the question will be Ke labhante? Who all attain? And the response we get is Kshatriyaha labhante. So in the previous shloka itself, we saw this Namapada Kshatriya. And Kshatriya, this means the warrior class people. So in the ancient Indian Varna system, Kshatriya, these were the people who were responsible for defending the nation. And these were also the people who were involved in the administrative services of the nation. But within the context of our shloka, since we are talking about Arjuna, so he belongs to that warrior class. Okay, so Kshatriyaha labhante, the warrior class people, they attain. That is the sense here. As for the form, so this is the Prathama Vibhakti Bahuvachanam. Okay, just as Ram becomes Ramaha, Balaka becomes Balakaha. So similarly, the Pratipadika Kshatriya becomes Kshatriyaha. Prathama Vibhakti Bahuvachanam. Okay, so now if we'll move on, so I'm asking the question Kidrishaha, that how they are described. And just notice this thing that I'm translating Kidrishaha as are what. Because we have seen, no, that the words that describe a certain noun, so they can be used either as an adjective, that Sundaraha Balakaha, a beautiful boy. And they can also be used as a compliment, that Balakaha Sundaraha Asti, that the boy is beautiful, that they are describing this boy as beautiful. So that is in the sense of compliment. Okay, so this Kidrisha here is to be understood as a compliment. So in order to understand this, I am using few additional words so that the entire structure makes sense. And what I am writing is Ye Kshatriyaha labhante te sukhinaha. So ye, this is coming from the Sarvanama Yad. Yad means one who. So in plural, it means all who. So all the Kshatriya people who labhante, who attain, and what do they attain? We will see further in the shloka. But all the Kshatriya people who attain, they are sukhinaha. They are blessed, or they are joyous. They are happy in that sense. Okay, so I hope this subtle difference that the use of sukhina here is not in the sense of adjective. It is in the sense of compliment. Okay, And as for this pada, sukhinaha, so this is coming from the pratipadika, sukhin. This is a nakaranta pratipadika, sukhin. And sukhin means one who possesses sukh, one who has happiness, one who has joy. So a joyous person, a happy person. And this form, sukhi, this is what most of us are familiar with. No, we say a sukhi person, a happy person. So this sukhi, this is the prathama vibhakti ekvachanam of this sukhin pratipadika. And sukhinaha, this is the prathama vibhakti bahuvachanam. Because we are talking about kshatriyaha, warrior class people, the bahuvachanam. Okay, so sukhin is the pratipadika, sukhi, sukhinau, sukhinaha. So this is this sukhinaha, prathama vibhakti bahuvachanam. Okay, so I hope this point that I want to address here, that this sukhinaha is not used in the traditional sense of adjective, that sukhinaha kshatriyaha, happy warrior class people. No, we are describing them as happy people. So warrior class people who are happy, who are sukhinaha. But anyways, this is the structure so far. So now the next question will be kam labhante, that what do they attain? So the response is idrisham yuddham labhante. And idrisham yuddham, this means such battle, such a battle. Okay, so let us understand these padas. So we have idrisha and we have yuddha. Yuddha, this is our main naam pada. This is the noun. And the yuddha, of course, means war. This yuddha means battle. In other words, Sanskrit, we have sangrama, right? And this pratipadika here is used in dutiya vibhakti. Why? Because this is the karma of this kriya. That these kshatriya people, they attain the battle. So this yuddha is the karma of this kriya labhante. So this is of course in the dutiya vibhakti. So we are writing as yuddham. And this idrisha, so idrisha, this simply means like this. Okay, in English we use no such or such as. Okay, there is another word that we use, that is this etadrisha. Okay, see, this is same form that we use here. Kidrisha, like what? Etadrisha, like this. Okay, so just like etadrisha, we have idrisha, that also means like this or such. And this pada is being used as an adjective to this yuddha. That is why same, dutiya vibhakti ekvachanam, this also idrisha. This changes into idrisham. So we have idrisham yuddham. So I hope the use of dutiya vibhakti, because they are the karma of the kriya, that is clear. And now the entire sentence is ye kshatriyaha idrisham yuddham labhante. All the warriors, all the warrior class people who attain such a battle, te sukhinaha, they are joyous, they are blessed. And see, with this idrisham yuddham, Krishna is saying such a battle, that means such a righteous war. Because for a kshatriya person, for a warrior class people, if in a lifetime you get this opportunity to fight a war where it absolutely matters that you fight a war. So if you get such an opportunity where you can defend your own nation, where you can defend all the principles, where you can defend the entire dharma of your land. So such a battle is a blessing to them. So such a warrior class people, they are sukhinaha. They are joyous, they are blessed. So that is what Krishna is saying here. And then Krishna further goes on and describes this yuddham. And he is describing the yuddham as yadrichaya upapannam. That means the battle, the yuddha that approached by chance, that approached by itself. And to properly understand this, let us see these words step by step. So first is this upapannam. This is a kridanta. Okay, this is a kridanta. And when I say kridanta, by now I hope all of you understand this thing, that this means some verbal root, some dhatu that is modified using some suffix. Okay, and not just any suffix, there is a special category of suffix, that is krit suffix. So if a dhatu is modified using krit suffix, as a product what we get is the kridanta. Okay, which are generally used in the sense of adjectives to some namapada, that is this upapannam. So upapannam, very clearly, first of all you can identify the prefix upa. So upa is the prefix here, then pad, this is the dhatu, and then the suffix is ta suffix. Okay, so this pad dhatu, this means to go. Okay, just as we have gam dhatu, that means to go somewhere or to attain to something in that sense. And when pad dhatu is modified using ta suffix, so the pratipadika we get, the kridanta we get is this panna. So there is some internal sandhi due to which this is the product, panna. Okay, and then along with the upsarga, we have the entire pada as upapanna. So upapanna, this is the kridanta, and the meaning is something that is attained to, or something that they got, something that they received, something that approached. So Krishna is describing the yuddham as upapannam, that this is the battle that came to all these warriors. Okay, and then he is also using this pada yadrichaya. The main pratipadika here is yadricha. And yadricha, this basically means one's own will, or it also means chance. Okay, spontaneous or chance or accidental. Okay, and just by looking at it, this pratipadika, you can understand this is the feminine gender pratipadika, strilingam pratipadika, because ending with a dirgha a. Okay, and now the form we are using is yadrichaya. So if you can identify this form, this is the tritiya vibhakti. This is the third case. So tritiya vibhakti ekvachanam. Yadricha, this changes into yadrichaya. Okay, just as no any other word, mala. So in tritiya vibhakti ekvachanam it becomes malaya. Sita, it becomes sitaya. So yadricha, yadrichaya. Okay, and the use of tritiya vibhakti third case is by. That is the use, right? So what we are basically saying is by one's own will or by chance. If we take this meaning chance, so by chance or by one's own will. So together, yadrichaya upapannam. This means the yuddha that approached, that came to all these warriors by chance or that came to all these warriors by itself. Okay, you can also understand this word yadricha as swecha. A lot of you will identify this word, swecha. Swecha also means one's own will. Okay, one's own accord by itself in that sense. Okay, so the use of these padas, I hope it is clear. And now why Krishna is saying that this battle came to these warriors by itself. Why he is saying is because for Pandavas, they did not want this war. They did not want this war. They came back, they did their exile as per the terms and conditions. When they came back, that terms and conditions should have been honored. So they did not want this war. But the circumstances became such by Duryodhana refusing them even a penny, even a land equal to the tip of needle. So he said, Duryodhana said that I will give you nothing, even though you have honored your terms and conditions. So that is why Krishna is saying that such a battle that came by itself, that came to them by chance, because they did not want it, but as you will have it, the life has given them this war, this battle. Okay, so that is the meaning of yadrichya upapannam, that this battle came to them by itself. And then there is one more way he is describing this yuddham. So I am asking punaschikidrisham, what else? And now very cleverly Krishna giving a material reason to Arjuna by using this apavritam swargadwaram eva. And again, this iva, this is not in the shloka. This iva I am using because this sense is implied here. We will see when we understand these words, apavritam and swargadwaram. So see, swargadwaram, this is very easy to understand. Swargadwara, the door of heaven. Okay. So Krishna is comparing this battle with the swargadwara, with the door of heaven. And that too apavritam. And apavritam, this basically means something that is wide opened. Because this pratipadika apavrita, this means something that is opened. Okay, so apavritam swargadwaram, a heaven door that is wide opened. Okay, and now why I'm using this iva, this is an indeclinable avyay. And iva basically means like. Now when we say naraha simha iva, that a man, a person like a lion, simha iva, like a lion. So basically when we draw a comparison, when we give the upama of something compared to something else. So Krishna is saying that this yuddha has come to all of you by itself, and this yuddha is like a wide open heaven door. Basically this yuddha is like your ticket to heavens. That is what Krishna is saying. Okay, so I hope these two padas are also clear. And now if we'll go and see the Anvaya, and we are starting with this Partha Cha. We have this Partha again, Sambodhana Vibhakti. Partha means, O Arjuna. He is addressing Arjuna, so O Arjuna. Partha is just another name of Arjuna. And this Cha, so we have already seen this since it is a continuation dialogue. And we have seen that when we are connecting two sentences, so when we said something that you are beautiful and you are also hardworking. So when we join two different sentences in Sanskrit, this cha, this and is placed after the first word of second sentence, right? So the previous shloka along with this shloka, think of it like a single continuation dialogue. Okay. So after saying what is said in the previous shloka, Krishna continues and says, and O Arjuna, ye kshatriyaha, those warrior class people who labhante, who attain idrisham yuddham, who attain such a battle, which yadrichaya upapannam, which approached them, which came to them by chance, and which is apavritam swargadaram eva, which is like an open door to heaven. because the stakes are highest at this battle. So this is the perfect ground for them to prove their worth. This is the perfect ground for them to perform their swadharma and to perform it in the highest order. Okay, so all those warrior class people who attain such a battle which approach them by chance like an open door to heaven, they sukhinah bhavanti, they are indeed joyous. Sukhinah, they are indeed joyous, they are happy, they are blessed. Okay, that is the entire meaning of this shloka. And with this, if you compare this shloka and the previous shloka with the shlokas that we covered before them, so there you can see how gradually Krishna, from giving a very high Vedantic point of view to Arjuna, now he's slowly coming down in a lower level where he is giving more worldly reasons. He is giving more materialistic reasons to Arjuna so that may click to Arjuna and he can pick up his weapons and fight the war. So before he talked about all these high philosophy that no one kills or no one gets killed, or nainam chindanti shastrani, that the soul, the dehina, that is eternal. Only the dehi, the body is what you say, nashwara. So even if you are killing, you are not the one who is killing. Nobody is dying because the self is eternal. So before all this, he spoke about the high philosophies of Vedanta. But then Krishna, because he is a brilliant diplomat, he knows how to tackle the problem. So he is also giving now worldly reasons to Arjuna that okay, if that does not click with you, how about this? That as a Kshatriya warrior, it is your swadharma to perform this duty. And if you don't, then no other shreya is suitable for you. Because the highest shreya for a Kshatriya is to perform his swadharma. Not just Kshatriya, any person. The highest shreya for any person is to perform what he ought to do. So before in the shloka, he gave this reason. Now he's giving even more materialistic reason. That this is like a sure shot ticket to heaven. See, think of it like from a point of Krishna, that Krishna, he is a divine himself. And see how he is giving such reasons to Arjuna. Why? Because he understands his psyche. He understands what he is going through. So he is giving all those reasons that some reason will click to him. And then he may be open, he may be more receptive to even the higher philosophies as well. So this is Krishna's way of dealing with the problem. So again, a brilliant brilliant teacher, Krishna, that is. And this is his way of expressing all these points. So I hope the entire shloka, the intent of the shloka is clear. And also the padas, as from the Sanskrit grammar point of view, everything is clear. If you have any doubt, you can refer to the PDF sheet. This is a bit tricky in the use of padas, so you can refer to the PDF sheet for your own practice. Okay, I'll meet you in another shloka of Bhagavad Gita in another video. Until then, stay awesome, stay happy, keep learning Sanskrit. Vayam punah milamaha. Dhanyavad.